Shabbat Shalom and Muadim L'Simcha. What we just heard is Ivdu et Adonai B'Simcha, worship God with happiness, with joy, which is the message of Sukkot. By the way, when Sukkot and Shabbat coincide, our rabbis taught us that, you know what, try to sense a little bit more of the holiday, and so Shabbat becomes so humble and says, you know, you can skip all the first psalms and just start with Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. To give you a little flavor of Shabbat, we will start with the first two and the last two lines in Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nekavela, and then Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, כי שימח אני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך גנן, מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך
עדותיך נאמנות, לביתך נבע הקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים, אדוני לאורך ימים, מקולות מים רבים, אדירים משבר ים, אדיר במרום, אדיר
Baruch, the call to worship in this Shabbat with Chol Hamoed Sukkot can be found in page 52. Please rise if you're able to. And wherever you are, this is the moment to become a congregation that prays together, a big virtual minyan. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 da, 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 da. Oi, die, 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 lie, 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 da, 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 die, oi, lie, die, 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 lie, die, 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 da, 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 die, 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 baruchu et Adonai המבורך.
אדוני מבורך, לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם ועד. אוי לי, 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 With everlasting love, you have loved your people Israel. You have taught us Torah and mitzvot. You have instructed us in laws and judgments. Therefore, God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we shall speak of your commandments and rejoice in your Torah and mitzvot. They are our life and the length of our days. On them, we will meditate day and night. May you never take away your love from us. Praise you, God, who loves your people Israel. Ahavat Olam, 60.
Vore מאהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני,
וברוך שמו.
אוהב עמו ישראל.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. 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 שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך, כל לבבך, כל נפשך, כל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך, שוכבך ופקומך, קשרתם לאותה על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. שמע ישראל, continue silently, pages 80 and 82. והיה עם שמוע. Adonai Elohechem Emet.
אמת.
True and certain is that there is one God, and there is none like our Lord. It's God who redeemed us from the might of tyrants and delivered us from slavery to freedom. Great are the things that God has done. God's wonders are without number. God brought forth Israel from Egyptian bondage and has been our hope in every generation. May you continue protecting care over Israel, God, and guard all your children from disaster. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, who is like you, God, among the mighty, middle of page 86.
נאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב
וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל לי 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 לי
Number of the page is 91, if you have a siddur with you. Grant that we lie down in peace, secure in your protecting love, and shelter us throughout the night, so that we may arise tomorrow, to face life's task with faith in you, our zeal renewed and strength restored. Save us, our Redeemer, and guard us from all lurking foes. Remove our sorrow, hatred, strife, and turn your children's hearts to you. Spread your tent of peace, O Lord, above Jerusalem, we pray. And shield your people Israel, wherever they may dwell. Praise you, God, sovereign, whose sheltering love spreads over us, sustaining all who seek your peace, who find their hope and strength in you. Ashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom. Page 90.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקננו ביצה טובה מלבנך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לשלום. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים, אמן.
פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך,
פרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך.
ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל
ועל ירושלים.
ירושלים ועל ירושלים ועל ירושלים, amen.
People of Israel shall observe Shabbat, maintaining through the generation as an everlasting covenant. It's a sign between me and the people of Israel for all time. In 6 days, God made heaven and earth. And on the seventh day, he ceased his word and rested. V'shamru b'nei Israel, the proclamation of the Sabbath day with the words of the book of Shmot. Please rise in page 96.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את
השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת היינה. היו בין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. היו בין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם.
לעולם.
108 חצי קדיש.
יתקטל ויתקדש שם רבה,
אמן.
אל מה דיברה כינותי וימליך מלכותי. לך ימכון, אוב ימכון, אוב חיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב,
ויאמרו אמן. יש מרבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה.
יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהלל שמך קודשה.
בריחו
לילה מכל בריחתה ושירתה.
קדוש בחרתה ונחמתה, תמידה ביער עלמה.
וימלוך
ויאמרו
אמן.
da da dai 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 da da dai dai Adonai da da dai 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 sefatai tifkach da da dai da da dai da da dai ufi yagid ve'ilatecha da da dai da da dai da da dai dai Adonai da da dai 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 sefatai tifkach da da dai da da dai da da dai ufi yagid ve'ilatecha.
Silent Amida, pages 110 to 118. And remember to include the paragraphs related to Chol Hamoed Sukkot in page 114. If you don't have a book, you take advantage of your silent meditation, wherever you may be all over the world. 110 to 118.
יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו.
יעשה שלום,
שלום,
יעשה שלום,
שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
יעשה שלום,
יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. One more time.
עושה שלום במרומיו.
If any little word of mine may make a life the brighter, if any little song of mine may make a heart the lighter, God help me speak the little word and take my beat of singing and drop it on some lovely well to set the echo ringing. If any little love of mine may make a life the sweeter, if any little care of mine may make a friend's the flitter, if any little lift of mine may ease the burden of another, God give me love and care and strength to help my toiling brother and sister. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי קדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. מגן אבות, second paragraph in page 128.
מגן אבות בדברו, מחיים מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לנו ביום שבת קודשו, כי בם רצה להניח להם,
כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נעמוד ביראה בפחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות. לה 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 אל ההודעות הטובות השלום, אוי מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי ומניח בקדושה ועמדו שני עונג זכר
למעשה
בראשית ותאר ליבנו ליובדך לעובדך באמת, ותאר ליבנו לעובדך, 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 לעובדך באמת, ותאר ליבנו לעובדך, 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 לעובדך באמת, ותאר ליבנו
לעובדך,
ולעובדך, לעובדך, באמת.
ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
אמן.
קדיש 134.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה, וילמד ברכירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובמכונו חייד לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו, אמן. יש רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולם ועולם היה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתמלא ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשיו בריחו, ללמד כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירם למה וימרו, אמן. תתקבל צאתון ובאותון לכל ישראל קום דשמיא וימרו, אמן. יש רבה מן שמיא וחיים עלינו ולכל ישראל וימרו, אמן. עושה שלום וברכה, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום וברכה, הוא
יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן.
Sanctification of time to the Kiddush cup. A good question you can ask is why we say Borei Pri Agafen, which means the fruit of the wine, and we have wine, we don't have grapes. Agafen means grape. And the answer is the following. God created the grape, and we, human beings, being his partner, created the wine. So what we bless is not the wine, but the partnership between God the Creator and we, his creatures. Kiddush.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו מצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת אותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה מקדש השבת.
לחיים, 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 לחיים.
שבת שלום.
שבת שלום.
מועדים לשמחה.
חגים וזמנים לששון.
We have so much to say, but we can say Shabbat Shalom again because maybe someone wants another chance. So let's give ourselves another chance. Shabbat Shalom.
שבת שלום.
We have a beautiful song this Shabbat by Naomi Shemer. Shlomit Bona Sukkah. Shlomit is building a sukkah.
You realize that Naomi Shemer chose a very special name, Shlomit, coming from Shlom, right? We just sang Sukkat Shlomecha, right?
Yes.
She didn't choose like Ronit, Shlomit. Very clever. Very
Thank
clever.
you, Cantor. So maybe let's find our inner peace, our inner shalom, and let's bring that shalom out to the sukkah and out to the world. How about that? Let's all become shlomit a little bit. This shlomit. שלומית בונה סוכה, מוארת וירוקה, על כן היא הסוכה היום. והנה סוסם סוכה, מוארת וירוקה, שלומית בונה סוכה, שלום.
היא לא תשכח לשים לולב והדסים, ענק של ערבה הירוק, רימון בתוך חלב בכל פינות הסתיו, עם ריח בוסתנים
וכששלומית תאמר, אביט וסד נדמה,
אז מתוך הסכך יציץ לו ויזרח כוכב בהיר כהיעלון. שלום סוכת טלאים, מה טוב ומה נעים, שלומית בונה סוכה. שלום.
ואז מתוך הסכך יציץ לו ויזרח כוכב בהיר כיעלון. שלום סוכת פלאים, מה טוב ומה נעים, שלומית בונה סוכה. שבת שלום ומועדים לשמחה.
This was so beautiful, and I don't know, Evelyn and Kentor, if I told you, but between the ages of 3 and 5, I lived in Israel. I went to the ECA program in Israel, and this is one of the first songs I learned in Hebrew. Shlomit Bona Sukkah. And I learned that the word sukkah comes from the word schach, which is the roof. No? That weak roof, this is where the word sukkah comes from. It's not a boot. Sukkah is a schach. That fragile roof that we are so scared of, but at the same time give us so much hope, because like Shlomit, she can see a star that tells her that tomorrow will be better than yesterday. You know, Sukkot has 3 associations in Jewish history. One it reminds us of the time when the Israelites traveled through the wilderness. 2, it reminds us of the harvest season. And 3, it reminds us of the Holy Temple, which was dedicated at this time in the year. King Solomon held a great festival and recited a prayer of dedication, part of which is one of the Haftarot, the prophet text for this holiday. It's a remarkable prayer because it doesn't say one word about sacrifices, only about prayer. And a plea: don't pervert this building. If you do, he says, it would be destroyed. And the temple, says the prophet, can be compared to a sukkah. It's frail and it's fragile. Now listen to this beautiful legend. When King Solomon built the temple, he made 2 gates. Shar HaSimcha, the gate of joy, and Sar HaEvel, the gate of pain and sorrow and mourning. And when the Kohen, the priest, arrived each morning, he would look to see which line was longer, the one of sorrow or the one of joy. And he would pray on behalf of the people in both groups. I love that legend because it contains a short and simple definition of what a temple is for. It's a place to which we need to go in time of sorrow and in time of simcha, joy. It teaches us how to live with tzures, problems, and not be destroyed by it, and how to live by success and not be destroyed by it. It was very moving to be able to welcome so many of you last week in our in-person services. And it was so powerful to realize how thousands of you clicked on our services virtual, because behind every click, there was a person, you, with joy and with pain. Because that's the only people I know, those who go through pain and those who go through joy. It happens to me often, when I'm on a plane, let's rephrase it. When I used to be on planes, and people realize they are the kippah, and they start a conversation with me, so the she or he sitting near me will ask me, what do I do for a living? And if it's a Jew and I say I'm a rabbi, it's easy. But when some of them, for the first time, see a rabbi, I try to explain it very simple. I help people survive tzures, problems, and I help them express joy. This is what I do for a living. And I say to you, my people, I'm so proud how we managed to run this virtual community for so long with your support and with your help. And we did it, and we are doing it in the spirit of the temple that Solomon built with 2 gates. The one for people with pain and the one for people with joy. And we know that sooner or later, every human being needs to go through both of those gates. Sukkot is about remembering your national, my national, and your personal and my personal journey. A colleague of mine, a retired rabbi, told me that when his dad, also a rabbi, was a chaplain in South Korea, he visited the border and saw throngs of people. Who are they, he asked. They are people whose relatives are buried in North Korea and they cannot get there. So they stand as close as they can to the border and ask forgiveness for not being able to get closer and say the prayers of remembrance, to tell them, we remember. That is a tradition that goes on there for years, like ours, that believes in remembering, in keeping connection alive. We remember our journey in the wilderness, and we remember our family's journeys, and we remember. We did not stop in these 18 months from coming to our virtual shul for Yortzeit, to remember the anniversary of our dead ones, and we came to shul virtually for Simchas. Today is the Yortzeit of one of our giants, Al Elias, Big Al. We miss him We miss his passion, we miss his compassion, we miss his dedication, we miss his love. And what I miss the most is the way he celebrated life and the way he looked at his bride till the last day of his life. I was thinking that one of the lessons I learned in the last tough months is that we should celebrate every simcha in our life with intensity. I would like to suggest that we ought to come to shul virtually or in person to thank God for each birthday, each wedding anniversary. For that is how you observe a simcha in Jewish tradition, by sharing it with others. Otherwise, it's not a Jewish simcha. I suggest that we celebrate every wedding anniversary, every birthday, not just the big ones. The 4th is also as big as the 11th, is also a simcha as the 19th, because it's also a victory, and it's also an achievement. Each is a milestone in these unsafe, difficult days in which we live. We had once a big temple. Solomon reminds us in the prophets that we read in Sukkot, and it was destroyed. So we built it again, it was destroyed for the second time. So the destruction of God's house should have meant the end of Judaism, but it wasn't. So the well-known answer is, of course, that the rabbis who replaced the priest came up with the institution of the synagogue. Now follow me. What is exactly constitute a synagogue? How would we have recognized one? The heart of this radically new institution was neither a building nor a book, but a number. When the temple stood strong, holiness was ascribed to a sacred place that could not be replaced. After the destruction in the year 70, holiness resided in a quorum of 10 Jews. Not a building, not an organization, but in a number, that holy number of 10. And for a week, we don't even need a synagogue. We just need a fragile sukkah that reminds us of our journeys. Journeys with sadness and with joy, with laughter and with tears, because we know that nothing is holier in your life than your personal and your national journey. May you continue to journey together with us as long as we dream together. Shabbat Shalom and enjoy the rest of the holiday of Sukkot. We will have the privilege of going in person to our Sukkah, and those who didn't have the chance to bless the opportunity of sitting in the Sukkah will do it very soon, in a couple of minutes. Aleinu Leshabeach 166.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כאויי ארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם,
וגורלנו ככל עמונם.
אנחנו
קוראים
לפני
מלך
מלכי המלכים,
הקדוש ברוך ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
In this yard side that we observe for Big Al Elias, page 184, we express our love to the family. They are scattered in different cities, Miami, Chicago, so here come our prayer with you. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבם.
Amen.
בעלמא יברח חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו, אמן יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך, וישתבח, ויתפאר, ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה, ברכו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמידן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום עם ברומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. We continue including the psalm that is part of our liturgy from the first day of Elul till Shmini Atzeret. Adonai hori veishi mimira.
Adonai hori veishi mimira, Adonai maos hayai mimievchad, Adonai hori.
Adonai hori veishi mimira. Adonai hori veishi mimira. Adonai maos hayai mimievchad, Adonai hori.
Adonai hori, hori veishi.
Mimira, mimira. Adonai hori veishi mimira. The Lord is my light and my help. Who shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. What shall I do?
Adonai maos hayai.
You have always been my help. Forsake me not, God, my deliverer. Trust in God. Be strong. Be of good courage. And trust in Adonai. חזק ויאמץ ליבך וקווה אל אדוני. In the name of the board of directors, my president, Jill Kach, our executive vice president, Michael Kotzen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Now, Jill, in the beginning of Rabbi Reisman's sermon, he was talking about the first Jewish song that he learned when he was 3 years old. The first Jewish song that I learned when I was 3 years old had 4 words, Bim, Bam, and Shabbat Shalom. So, Rabbi, either you had a very, very gifted 3-year-old class, or mine was very, very poor. I'm not sure which one, but I'm impressed.
I had a dinosaur in my song. So we want to say a special thank you to Rabbi Cantor and Evelyn. I'm like, whew, for some reason. And Evelyn for a beautiful service this evening. We also want to thank Benny, Mario, and Alex for their beautiful music. Gus and I think Ariel is here, and Eric for helping us out and being our support staff always. Matt's here and our beautiful smile. Betty Joy, thank you guys for always supporting us and being here to help us every Shabbat. A couple of great announcements for us this week. Last night, if you were here, you know how fantastic it was. If you weren't here, then I'm hoping you'll join us sometime soon. We had a farm-to-table dinner. We had 2 seatings, a 5 o'clock and an 8 o'clock seating. We had produce that came from local farms. It was extremely successful. The Bloody Mary was a little spicy, but it was a great kick. And we're looking forward to continuing to offer more of these partner programs with events by executive caterers.
And if you weren't here last night, the perfect night to come is going to be tomorrow night. We're having a special Havdalah with Cantor Gaston. And after the Havdalah, we are having stargazing from the Sukkah, where we are going to have a gentleman from Southern Cross Astronomical Society's board named Beth Torah, who's going to be here to discuss the stars in our sky. It's rain or shine, because as my memo says, even if it's raining, the stars are still there, and it's free.
Okay. On Monday, we are working with our first responders. We are going to be delivering a sweet New Year to baskets of fresh baked apple honey cake slices. And there are donation opportunities both online and in person. If you'd like to sign up to help pack cake slices or make deliveries on Monday, please find us at, it wouldn't be normal if I didn't say this, www.btbrc.org.
Next Thursday, 6 days from tonight, I love this event. We have a women's workshop, 5782, called Let Go, Look Forward. Two of our wonderful members, author and attorney and coach Elise Sheck-Bonwit, and artist, NLP therapist, and life coach Narissa Ballin-Eisenstadt are coming together to lead an in-person, interactive women's workshop designed to help participants set intentions for the year ahead. Participants will receive Elisa's book called More, as well as Dina Soul Selfie Hamsa tote bag designed by Narissa.
On Thursday, October 7th at 7:45, the Culture Club is having popcorn and a movie, and that is online, and the movie is Tango Shalom.
And the last announcement is on Thursday, October 14th, we have an event called From Darkness into Light, Breast Cancer Awareness Program. It's going to be an online event. It's a collaboration between our sisterhood, our social action team, Charcheret, and more. Jill, I have a question. I'm going to
Sure.
give a shout out to 3 of our wonderful members here as I give you this Beth Torah trivia question.
Oh, no.
Okay? What do Rob Goldfarb, Marshall Baltic, and Mike Siegel have in common?
They're all past presidents.
And what else do they have in common?
They're all in our audience.
They're all in their audience, and they all have wonderful wives.
They do.
And they are all lead members of our sanctuary renovation project.
That is correct.
And our sanctuary renovation project is well underway. It's about, 30 yards in back of me?
And it is fantastic. Without the collaboration of the 3 men that Michael just mentioned and Edgar Halak, we would not be where we are today. What else you got to tell me about it, Michael? Because I just saw it.
So it's much closer to finish than it was from starting. It's going to be done in just a couple of months. We can't wait to have services in the new sanctuary in 2022. You will be contacted by somebody from our committee with regard to your contributions to the project and your involvement in the project. But in the meantime, our family prayer for the new, you can submit your family prayer for the new Sheck Family Sanctuary wall, which is going to be placed in our wall in the new sanctuary. So please look on our website. If you come to services, you can get this information so you can submit your family prayer so it will be put into the wall forever.
There is no cost, there is no donation to put the family prayer into the wall. This is something that we want to offer to all of our members, so that way they all are included within our beautiful new sanctuary. And I can't wait till you guys see it, because it is breathtaking. Michael, we have a couple of really important events that I just want to bring up. Life cycle events that Rabbi just told us that we need to make sure that we celebrate on a daily basis. First, on behalf of the board of directors, we would like to congratulate and wish a wonderful big mazel tov to Michelle and Tracy Labgol on the bar mitzvah of Braden. That is this coming Sunday, so special mazel tov. I would like to wish my husband a happy birthday on Monday. Monday is a very special day for me because it is 2 of my favorite men's birthday, and I couldn't think of a better person to have a birthday with, which is Rabbi Royston. And so after services tonight, we have a special, something special for Rabbi, so we hope you all join us right outside. In the meantime,
And we have
A
a
special
very
visitor.
special guest. Everybody here knows Annie Roisman, who is Rabbi Roisman's daughter, and she's going to sing a special song for everybody with the help of the band.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rabbi. Happy birthday.
language, Annie.
יום הולדת שמח.
יום הולדת שמח, יום הולדת שמח, יום הולדת שמח, יום הולדת שמח. Thank you. Happy birthday.
Shabbat Shalom, and Rabbi, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Shabbat Shalom.
Service was shorter because of Sukkot and Shabbat. I will react to what just happened. Number one, let me clarify, Michael. Yes, I was gifted, but I only learned 4 words from that song. Shlomit bona sukat shalom. I didn't say I learned the entire song. Those are the 4 words that the teacher wanted to install. And by the way, you mentioned about the sanctuary. It's amazing because this is a weekend to speak about sanctuary because this is what the prophets are telling us. No, there was a sanctuary. We need to take care of that because we need a place where we gathered. And it's true that during the year, a Jew can gather in every place to worship by himself. But when we want to go to the gate of sorrow and the gate of joy, we need to do it together. And thank you to all the people you mentioned before for making this a reality. I was thinking we want to make clear that there are 2 different opportunities. One is obviously, without money, you can't build anything. So we are very thankful for your donation, the ones you gave, and those who are thinking of doing that. We cannot do that without that. But the prayer is an opportunity that doesn't cost you money. There's a saying in Spanish, I guess in English too, las paredes hablan, no? The walls speak. This is the intention, that wall behind the rabbis and when the president sits and the cantor, no? That wall, before we finish it, it will be all the prayers that you will write. And maybe 30, 40, 50 years from today, when they renovate it again, our prayers, your prayer will be there. So it's not a matter of money. It's just make the effort, write your prayer, because at the end of the day, yours and yours and yours and yours are stronger than mine alone or yours alone. Because stronger, we are better, and stronger together. Thank you, Annie. I don't know who is more embarrassed, if you or me, but I'm very thankful. Adon olam asher malach beterem kol yetzir nivra ילד נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ויחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני לעם שלו להפילה ולי ראשית ולי תכלית ולא ארוך ועם ישראל והוא אלי וחי גורלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוסי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו אבקי פרוחי ותשאל ואירה וירוחי גבינתי אדוני לי ולא יירא אדון עולם
ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה, אדון עולם, אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא, בחפצו כל, אזי ולשבו נקרא, ואחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, בתפארה, והוא היה, והוא הווה, יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כולם. סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם שלום. סלם, 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 סלם עלינו ועל כל העולם, סלם שלום. עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו, עוד יבוא שלום עלינו ועל כול. צדק, צדק, טוב, justice, justice, you will pursue the rest of your life. Shabbat shalom,
Hey,
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. And everybody, as a bonus, you can come to the sukkah, listen once again to Kiddush, and say the blessing, Leishev Basukah.